Right now, somewhere, a wedding is being planned that almost nobody outside a tight circle of trust has actually seen the details of. And the two people at the center of it happen to be two of the most famous faces on the planet. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are getting closer to their wedding day, and the closer it gets, the more the world seems to be holding its breath. Let's talk about what we actually know, because the rumor mill on this couple has been working overtime for months. Back in December, Page 6 reported, citing multiple sources, that the wedding would take place on June 13, 2026, at the Ocean House in Watch Hill, Rhode Island. And there's a reason that date matters so much. June 13th lines up with Taylor's half-birthday, since she was born on December 13th, and anyone who's followed her career even a little knows the number 13 has followed her like a signature her entire life. It shows up in her lyrics, her album releases, her tattoos. If she chose that date on purpose, it wouldn't be a coincidence. It would be a love letter to her own story, folded into the most important day of her life. Newsweek. There's also a wilder detail attached to that Rhode Island theory. According to reports, an internet rumor claimed an unnamed bride had already booked that exact date at Ocean House, and that someone offered to pay for that bride's entire wedding, plus rescheduling costs and a honeymoon, just to take over the date. Ocean House has denied that anyone can simply buy out someone else's wedding day. But the fact that this rumor spread as far as it did tells you something about how desperately people want this story to be true. People aren't just curious about Taylor Swift's wedding. They feel invested in it, like they've been rooting for this couple since the very beginning, since that very first misconnection at a football stadium back in 2023. The knot. But here's where it gets even more interesting, because Rhode Island isn't the only theory on the table. More recently, in June, TMZ reported that a source with direct knowledge said the wedding would actually be happening on July 3rd, somewhere in the middle of Manhattan, with buzz pointing toward Madison Square Garden as the venue. Now, if you think about that for a second, it's almost poetic. Madison Square Garden is a place where Taylor Swift has stood on stage and commanded the attention of tens of thousands of people. If she chose to get married there, it would mean turning a place built for spectacle into something deeply personal instead. The same songwriter who once wrote about pretending to be happy in front of crowds might end up exchanging vows in the one arena that's seen her happiest, truest performances. TMZ. So which one is it? Honestly, nobody outside their closest circle knows for certain, and that's exactly how Taylor and Travis seem to want it. Reports say the two have been doing everything they can to keep the location a secret, reaching out to guests directly with information rather than risking anything leaking through traditional invitations. For a couple who could have the loudest, most extravagant wedding in modern history, choosing secrecy says something about what they actually value. Even surrounded by fame on every side, they seem to want at least one day that belongs only to them. TMZ. It's not just the date and venue that fans are obsessing over. People have started speculating about everything, right down to what Taylor might wear. Some have theorized she'll choose a custom Ralph Lauren gown, pointing to the fact that she already wore Ralph Lauren for her engagement, and that the brand's classic, timeless aesthetic would fit beautifully with a coastal New England wedding. Every tiny detail, every guess, every leaked rumor gets picked apart by millions of people who have never met this couple in person, but feel like they've watched their entire love story unfold in real time. The knot. And maybe that's the real reason this moment feels so big. It's not just a celebrity wedding. It's the ending fans have been hoping for since a football player publicly admitted on a podcast that he tried and failed to hand a pop star a bracelet with his number on it. Since then, we've watched two people from completely different worlds build something steady, something real, in front of an audience of millions, without ever seeming to perform it for the cameras. Now, all that's left is the final chapter. The day her parents will stand beside her. The day Travis will be waiting at the end of an aisle somewhere, watching the woman he spent 2 years quietly falling for finally walk toward him.